Welcome. My name is Greg Licciardi. Along with being Vice President of Partnerships for Worth Media Group, I also am an adjunct professor at Fordham and Seton Hall Universities, where I teach marketing. And I'm so excited today to have with us Matteo Atti, who is Global CMO, Chief Marketing Officer for Vista Jet Global. And Vista Jet is a leading private jet charter company with an incredible fleet of jets that they offer to customers. So today we are going to talk about my forthcoming book, Achieving the Holy Grail of Marketing, and how it relates to all the wonderful things that Matteo's doing. And I've known Matteo for many years, and he is truly one of the top marketing professionals that has a true command on luxury and marketing. So thank you so much, Matteo, for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here. It's always nice to talk marketing and try to discover something new.
Yes, well, congratulations on all your success at VistaJet. And I think it'd be great if you could share what led you up to your current role.
It wasn't expected. I'm originally an academics with an interest in branding. Branding brought me to my first job at Gucci because they were doing such a great piece of work on creating value and monetary value as well as identity with their branding, that I then moved into other luxury brand. I've touched some telecommunications luxury, and then I went to Bottega Veneta and Paul Smith, and then private aviation came up, and I thought it could be quite interesting to see how to market not to the 1%, but to the 1% of the 1%. Wow. And taking a new challenge.
Yes. When we met a couple of weeks ago, we talked about my forthcoming book and how it relates to what you're doing in your role. And I shared how I came up with the concept for the book about a year ago when I was working from home coming out of the pandemic, and I got hooked on Wendy's. And I started getting Wendy's ads sent into my social feed on Wednesday mornings when I was home right before lunch. And this is the holy grail of marketing, and the ability to reach the right person with the right message at the right time in the right environment, they deliver the right outcome. But today, the important thing for luxury brands as AI is setting in is to maintain that emotional connection and really focus on your brand purpose, which you do so well with VistaJet. So tell me about how you're reaching the right audience today with the right message. Love to hear about that.
Well, there's exactly as you said, there is a full process here, right? The first one is identifying and really understanding who they are. So the only thing our customers have in common is that they are centimillionaires and billionaires.
Wow.
After you assess that, they're global, so culturally diverse, with a completely different sets of motivations and needs. All of them pretty private, but also some of them like to be seen. Another thing that brings them together, they tend to be very, very smart and talented. They're highly successful people in general. So the best thing to do as a marketer is respect their lack of time and the fact that everyone is trying to reach them. They're highly desirable people. So you need to be relevant. You need to be timely because there's no point talking to them and losing their time. Mm-hmm. And the most important thing is to be honest. There's no way to trick a private jet customer into anything. They know what they're talking about, right? They're being successful for a reason. So that is who they are, right? Then the second part, of course, is how to create this message as an experience and how do we adapt our message based on the context, as you were saying, the environment, right?
Yes.
That is so critical. So instead of having one message try to fit it across all channels and segments, when you're at an event, you need to focus on showing the personality of your brand, how much effort you put into things, how much detail you're able to manage, how you're able to transform the meaning of time from generic time into personal time. If you are using press, instead, you're trying to inspire them to see new possibilities and reconsider their options. When you're in digital, the time frame that you're applying is about speed. It's all about, I need to solve a problem. Let me ask Google, right? That's what we all do. And then you are in problem solving mode. You're not in large branding mode. Or if you are at an airport or an FBO, as they call them in private aviation, maybe they had a bad flight. So your opportunity is to say, would you like to give us a try?
Yes, yes. Um, and we talked about the timing is so important, reaching your target segments, you know, whether it's a ultra high net worth individual traveling or someone for business that's chartering one of your jets, but reaching them at the right time is important, but you also have to make sure you have the availability and the capacity for your customers. Tell me about that.
There is absolutely no point reaching somebody suggesting that they should do a beautiful trip from Singapore to Adelaide if you don't have a plane available during that week.
Yes,
So the difficulty for us is to match, especially in the on-demand part of the business, match where the planes are or where we think they will be with our digital outreach. So you have different layers, right? You have the branding layer that is ongoing and starts conversation and establishes who you are and make you familiar with people. But when you're getting closer to the conversion, being timely becomes the most important thing, because there's nothing worse than somebody of that caliber trying to reach out to you asking for help or asking to get one of your products and you're not available.
right.
This is not a consumable like a bag, etc., where you say, you know what, I couldn't have it this season, I'll have it next season. This is, I need to go to that place because I have a major business meeting. The answer is either yes or no. And there's not going to be a next time. The need is immediate. So the difference
Yes,
between luxury goods that normally are a temporary need and not necessarily something that you can do, and it's something that you can do without. It's quite discretionary in the sense of private jets. Private jet is a tool for business, so you need it in the there and then. So going out with marketing at a time where you cannot fulfill the demand will be detrimental to the brand experience.
that's right. Actually, it could have reverse detrimental effects if your timing isn't right. You're reaching them at their optimal moment when they have a need for your jets, but if you can't deliver on their need,
They won't call you again.
yes. So that's really interesting, and it shows how you guys have been really successful and your reputation is at the highest level. Um, let's go back to brand purpose and that emotional connection that you have with your customers and prospective customers. How do you do that? What efforts do you put into that?
The first thing is you need to hire the right people. It starts from the heart, Greg. You need to hire people that care.
Yes.
And the people of service are rare. And people who take pride in service are very rare. I'm sure you see it every time you go to a car dealership or a high-end restaurant or a hotel. You will find a few individuals that are absolutely amazing and can transform your experience. And it's the same infrastructure, it's the same dish, it's the same thing as the time before, and it can transform completely. So that is the first thing. Having incredible experts that have a high level of care for the clients. You need to show that you love. And then,
Now,
of course, you need to use all the tools to make these incredible people perform at the higher level. Again, if they have poor technological support, the risk of entertaining a conversation where information was shared with somebody else in the company and not with them makes them fail. So technology is critical to allow every one of our 4,000 experts to work in sync. Just consider when you are taking a flight on commercial,
right,
you are a package of something existing. When you are arranging a private flight, we
right.
need to get the plane to the place, put the fuel in, get the parking, get the permits, prepare it as per specifications for the client, reserve the hotels and arrange all the taxis for our crew, as well as a myriad of other items, including billing and whatnot. And it's normally done in less than 24 hours
Wow.
across teams in 4 different time zones.
Incredible.
So you understand why it's not just a business of people, but it's a business of people supported by the largest technological infrastructure in the industry, which allows us to be the only real global player because our technology supports our colleagues anywhere they are in the world. And that is where we allow them to be personal with our clients.
So important. I mean, as AI is setting in, everyone is kind of looking at this taking over and that human interaction, but it's almost impossible. But are there areas that you're using AI to kind of complement what you're doing?
AI is critical already. We've been using machine learning when it was called machine learning a few years ago, and AI for a long time. We have a dedicated team just for that. The first thing is, as I said, trying to make our colleague be able to give a better service so they can be faster, they can be more accurate, they can access information faster. Imagine you're traveling to an airport where we fly once every 2 years. AI can help us collect all our informations, etc., about that airport and inform our colleague about what could go wrong, who to contact, what are the restrictions there, and immediately give Greg, who's calling in, a sense of what could be happening, even though that person has never arranged a flight to that specific destination. That's a very simple example, right?
Yeah.
Then you have the use of AI to improve our scheduling. We are an asset-led industry, so we spend high capital in our aircraft. Our fleet is worth around 5 billion.
Wow.
So we don't want that to sit on the ground.
No.
Right? That is lost revenue. So AI and machine learning helps us the scheduling so that we can put as many flights on fleet every single day. And we can also manage and understand the peak days versus low traffic days and try to optimize against that.
That makes sense.
And then, of course, we optimize for pricing because we know the demand dynamics. We can reassure our clients that the pricing we're giving them is appropriate for the demand level of the day and is comparable with everything else they would find in the market, so they can rely on us to always find the best value as well.
Incredible. So, okay, Matteo, thank you so much for sharing all that information about how you're optimizing your customer service and everything you're doing with VistaJet. Tell me now, like, as the global CMO, what you're most excited about in the future.
To me, is 2024 was a great year. We got 8 awards across different categories in different continents, etc. So the team really got the reward for all their efforts, right? Which is the most beautiful thing. Now the pride is, can we set the benchmark every year on what is best in aviation? Because our competitors will not stop. Right? Yeah. We show them the way, and of course, they will take that path and follow us.
They sure will.
Can we be so close to our customers that we can come up with what is next? And what is next could be technology, could be an aircraft, or could be simply how we serve an incredible meal or how we make them relax on board. What is the next thing we can conquer to retain our crown as best of the best?
And it's clear that's what's making you stand apart. All those things that you're doing and that you're going to continue to do. It's such an incredible brand to be working for in the luxury space. Like you said, the top 1% of the 1%. You really just always have to be on your toes and really dancing with your customers and making sure you're giving them exactly what they want. So I think after this call, you can do anything.
You're not too far from the truth here.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Matteo.
My pleasure, Greg.
A wonderful weekend. I hope to see you in New York City soon.
And absolutely.
Thank you again.
Bye. Bye-bye.